Fellow Nigerians, it is my pleasure to speak to you from this medium, and I pray that God will help us to build a new country. But for doing that, we as Nigerians will help ourselves most, because God will only bless us through what we like. All right? So, I'm prior to national election that held on 25th February. There are a lot of moral burden in Nigeria that delivers hate speech, bigotry, bickering, arguing back and forth, and a lot of weak morals and utterance. But before I go on, let me ask my fellow Nigerians, what is the cause of Egyptian revolution? The protesters, the Egyptian protesters, the Egyptian protester grievance focused on legal and political issues such as police brutality, low wage, high rate of unemployment, and lack of political will, freedom of speech, and other things like emergency laws. But the question is, are all these legal and political issues we are far away from happiness in Nigeria? If it is not far away from the happiness in Nigeria, then why is that the Nigerian youths or the Nigerian citizens place more emphasis on criticizing one another instead of discussing on issue base, such that can help us to build a new Nigeria? Listening to some of my fellow Nigerians, I feel pity and I feel denied. I feel short of words. I feel dumbfounded that instead of us to really agree that we are mentally enslaved and our whole imagination has been weaponized by our elites, we rather join them in fighting to keep their or to retain their socio-political structure that has denied us our rights, that has put us in this mess, that has caused police brutality, that has caused low wage, that has caused food price inflation. And the question is, what is the Nigerian future if we continue to wallow into this little knowledge? Because it is said that little knowledge is a dangerous thing, is a dangerous is a dangerous thing when it is used in a sphere where large knowledge is required in order to be certain. Then, yeah, in this bickering and hate speech, I want someone to tell me what is certain in it. The only thing that is certain in it is retrogressive, is misinformation, misleading the public. And some of these people are graduates. And that puts a question on what type of graduate they are. And some of these people are citizens of Nigeria. And that puts up a question to ask what type of citizen of Nigeria they are. A citizen who can form blind eye on an issue that is tearing us apart. A citizen who can speak with sentiment instead of speaking the reality. A citizen who cannot stand up to defend his country. Tell me the type of citizen is the person. I think what we have passed through in Nigeria for so many years could have provided a sense, could have provided a kind of a platform through which we are going to come together and define the type of country that we want. Because the current Nigeria is sitting under gunpowder keg. And some people don't know, and some people don't want to know. But they will only know when a man on a black coat with face mask knocks on his door. And you who is happy or have kind of a connection through which you are gaining from this current regime, or that is gaining from APC government, and forget that other people are living beyond imagination. Other people are facing the type of hardship that is very hard to comprehend. And because of the link through which we are enjoying, you believe that everything is okay. And I have to tell you this, that one day that link will close and you fall out from that circle and face what others are facing. Then you will not have mouth to speak. Rather, you will continue to sink into the hardship, down to the bottomless of abyss. Therefore, my fellow Nigerians, let us consolidate on the value of democracy. Let us think about good governance and how we are going to have this good governance, because a lot of people, a lot of us have traveled abroad and see the way things are done. And I don't have a shortage of say when I don't have shortage of this shortage of idea when if I can say that some of our leaders have traveled abroad, have lived abroad in many for many years. They had lived in abroad for many years and come back, and people look looked up to them as people who are willing to serve Nigeria, who will express their view, their concepts that they have acquired all these years that they have been abroad. At the end of the day, it becomes the same old story. And the question is, can we continue with this old story? Or can we design a revolution that will explode the justice and the equality that will do you and I good in Nigeria, so that Nigeria will begin to redefine her future, so that Nigeria will start to discover her potential. My fellow Nigerians, this message is for everyone. If you get this message, spread it. We must build Nigeria of our hope. We must do something in Nigeria to restore our hope and faith in Nigeria. It is our duty, and we can do it if we determine. And it is ultimately the determination of Nigerian people upon which Nigeria will move forward. Thank you all.